It's another year of Jon and Lauren's.
Holiday Christmas movie
Lifetime
reviews.
Christmas movie
There
reviews.
we go.
So, the first episode of this season is Christmas in the Spotlight. It is a 2024 movie with the premise Bowen is a popular singer who develops an unexpected romance with Drew, a professional football player. Blah, 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 blah.
Boy, it was a movie. It was a very telegraphed story about
Taylor Swift
Taylor
and
Swift and
Travis
Travis Kelce.
Kelce.
Yeah, it was a very transparent attempt at creating a Lifetime Christmas movie about that.
Yeah. Tell how her fan base. First of all, her name is Bowen.
Yeah, Bowen.
And her fans are called
Arrowheads,
which I thought was just like a weird thing, but then you said that.
I mean, it's the stadium that the Kansas City Chiefs play at.
Right.
They were, so the movie is very layered in like veiled Taylor Swift stuff.
Yes. So there's obviously the big pop singer, Taylor Swift person, and all the news people are like, oh, let's always keep her single because she writes really good heartbreak things about all her boyfriends and stuff like that. And the love interest is a brother of another football player they're both the stars of whatever.
Their team, yeah.
Their team.
One's the main star is the quarterback, and then the love interest is the wide receiver, and
in some weird, not real type town. Like they're for the Bombers. Doesn't say what like
the
state
Bay,
or
like
the
Bay something.
Yeah.
But yeah.
So yeah, how did it start?
It started out by she was recording some kind of Christmas thing.
Oh yeah.
A Christmas album or something, and he ended up gifting his niece tickets to her concert, and because she's playing at their stadium that they play at, so he gets her tickets there and brings her, and then after the concert, she takes them backstage, and while she's meeting VIP fans, and he sneaks her backstage and gets her to meet Bowen and takes pictures with her, and
then he goes on like Instagram or something and says like, Bowen, I want to ask you out, beers on me, come to our game or something like that.
Yeah, pretty much. And then her manager is like, oh my God, can you get me to meet them? Because I love the quarterback and I need to know this legendary family and so she goes on a date with the guy. They sneak him away in a
Santa outfit
in a limo, or like in a not a limo,
like an SUV car.
Just their driver picks him up and drives him over, and they have their first date on her private jet. And
the entire date is on a private jet that's not in the air, it's just in a hangar the entire time.
They're just chilling, watching movies on a laptop. And
okay, you have to say the cringiest of the whole thing.
She asked him in the middle of the date, was like, how, like, what do you think of the movie? Do you think it's going to have a happy ending? And he's like, oh yeah, it has a happy ending.
Or he was like, no, it was something about like his life
like,
or something.
Oh yeah, I have a
something about like if your life were a movie, I don't know. It was something weird like that. And he's like, yeah, my life has a happy ending. And like, I didn't think of it anyway. But then she goes, ho, like I bet you wanted to. It was something very weird. I don't know. It was
kind of weird how she kind of plays into the perviness.
Yes, because I didn't even take it that way at first until she said that. And I'm like, oh, did we just see that?
Yeah.
So that was weird. And of course, right away on their first date, they're already like making out and stuff.
Pretty heavy too.
Yeah, it was very tell about every time they would kiss.
Oh yeah, they would just slow roll in R&B. So just be like just dead silence, no music going on in the background, and as soon as they kiss, you just hear the R&B start to slow roll in like a cheap porno,
It
and
was. It
you're just
was.
like, "Oh, okay, this is weird."
Yeah.
So yeah, they spend the first couple of, the first third of the movie is them sneaking around and having dates and trying to keep it a secret, and his friends, like the dude takes her to his brother's house for a second date,
Mm-hmm.
and then is shocked when his brother shows up to his house
Yeah.
with the other football players.
Mm-hmm.
And so she has to run out and hide because she doesn't want people to know that she's dating anybody or anything like that.
Mm-hmm. Oh, also, apparently her Christmas album, like the sales haven't been going well or whatever, and she's like, I don't care about that, blah, blah, blah. But then eventually it does get found out that she's dating him. How did it get found out again?
She came to a game.
Oh, she came to
Yeah.
she came to a
So
game.
yeah, after this, like the second date, or was it the third date or whatever, they were like, he was like, I wanna have a relationship or
Yeah.
something. I don't know if I can keep sneaking around and doing all this in private. And she's like, well, I can't. I need it to be in private. And so they break up, I guess. And then Thanksgiving, she's heartbroken, and then Thanksgiving they're playing a football game, and she goes to the game with the parents and is in their suite, and shows the grand reveal of them being together by wearing his
Jersey
and
and
jacket and all
yeah.
that, and she's up in their box screaming at yay. So that becomes the thing, and they start dating like properly.
And of course, she loves his family because they're close knit and she didn't have anyone. And so she, whatever, that
Yeah,
was what was missing in her life.
her father passed away when she was young, and her mother, she didn't get along with after a while or something.
Because she like works in bars or something. I don't know.
It was funny because it was kind of weird because for whatever reason they felt the need to shoehorn in before my father died, like 12 times in the movie. She's just talking to random people, just constantly saying, oh, before my father died, we used to do this, or he did this, or I did this. And it's like, all right, yeah, we kind of get the picture. So yeah, that was a little weird and kind of shoehorned in, but they started dating. They had their first fight at some kind of Met Gala thing
Because she had to go talk to all the people and he was just kind of like the dumb jock trophy husband just holding her purse. And
he told her, he was like, I feel out of place because everybody just thinks I'm a moron. And she was like, oh, well, isn't that the, like, your best quality?
You're all about a fun time.
You're all about a fun time. And he's like, oh yeah, I'm just the dumb moron here that doesn't.
Yeah.
So he stormed off, and she met with her ex-boyfriend who she hates.
Because she only dates actors and indie musicians.
And this guy was a total chode the whole time. Like, every interaction with them, he's like, oh yeah. Every interaction he has in the movie, he has a personal assistant with a ring light and their cell phone recording him for everything. So he's just like this total self-important douche that's just walking around recording his conversations and everything. And he comes back up and hits on her, and she's like, no, dude, piss off. And then he comes back and is like, we need to talk. And she's like, no, I'm pretty happy. You're the worst thing that ever happened to me, and I like this guy. And
so then the guy was like secretly recording the conversation, and he was like, you don't really like him, right? Like, this is all like fake. And she's like, yeah, he's just like a dumb jock, and I'm just using him so I can like sing at the Super Bowl or something like
Yeah,
that.
boost my album sales and sing at the Super Bowl.
And so, of course, that got leaked to the press, and he believed it because, of course. And then they broke up, whatever.
Yeah, they had a fight. They broke up. Right after he got an offer to...
Oh, yes.
Because it's his contract year. He got an offer to go to Los Angeles for double his salary.
And that's where she lives, so he was all amped to take it at first, but she was like, hold on, like, your family's wherever they live and blah, 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 but he's always been in the brother's shadow. So then the brother was getting upset, and he was like, you need to stay in your lane and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, then his mom came and talked some sense into him and was like, yeah, I understand where you're coming from, because you've been... Like, you guys have basically been in his shadow, the older brother's shadow the whole time, because it was easier to have you guys do everything together, you know. So, it went, they ended up...
Was the mom from Boy Meets World? She was something.
I didn't.
She was very old, but,
recognize
like,
her.
I recognized her from something.
I didn't recognize her, so it would have been something I didn't watch.
But she was kind of annoying, too, so I didn't really like her.
But yeah, so they did that. They get back together. So what ends up happening there at that point? She...
No. Wait.
They broke up.
They broke up, but then the little niece, who is a Swiftie, but whatever, Brown Arrowhead girl, she makes the love interest like one of the Swiftie bracelets that says like blah 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 blah, whatever it is, but it was like it was so like dumb. Yeah, so then he wore it to a football game, so then there was speculation that they were getting back together, and then they were like, no, he signed it. Oh, he signed it. He stayed home. He decided to stay home.
He stayed with the team he was on, with his
the
brother,
Bombers.
And yeah, staying in their hometown and everything. So yeah.
So then they went to this like charity event.
Yeah, they were originally booked. This was when the little brother was starting to get a bigger head, because the quarterback was the beloved family member, the Hall of Fame football player, and all that stuff. So he's always asked to go to all these events and lead and like do all these things together. But for this charity event, they came and asked if the brother, the love interest, would do it because of their relationship, because the girl was already going to be there.
But anyway, so originally, yes, he was going to do that, but then he said no because he was mad at her. So then the quarterback brother took over, and then she was like, do you mind if I sing my song I just wrote tonight? And it's all like, you're my missing puzzle piece, and you make me happy, and this is for the love interest, and who magically appears, and he was like, well, this is, you know, we are together again, and blah, 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 and then...
Yeah, they made a pinky swear promise on their first date that neither one of them would fall in love, and that this would all just be for fun. And so at the end of the song, she was like, that was about this guy, and it was a promise that there was a promise I made to him that I couldn't keep.
And then he was like, I couldn't keep it either. And then they wind up together, and that's the end of it.
Yep.
It was very flat. It was a very flat movie.
Yeah, it was. I mean... It had its moments. It didn't really like suck me in. It didn't really...
I will say...
It wasn't super entertaining.
No, it wasn't super entertaining. It was very Taylor Swift and that. So that was kind of... But also, there was a lot of like chemistry between them. Like, it was getting pretty hot at some points. Or as the people said, there's a lot of alchemy between them.
Oh, yeah, the one... moron
news
reporter. Yeah, there was a little
right?
alchemy between
there
them.
was.
Yeah.
We were like, oh. Well,
yeah.
I was like, oh.
like that was the most enjoyable part of the movie, but that was like that was about it. What would you rate it?
Oh.
I'm thinking it's a solid. I'll let you think for a little bit and let me know when you get your number.
Well, okay, so it was very flat. It wasn't unenjoyable. It was very forgettable.
Yeah.
I think if we couldn't relate it to the whole Taylor Swift thing, it would have been forgotten already.
Yeah, it like we took multiple breaks throughout the movie and paused it and like went to the bathroom,
Got
and,
food.
got food. And just it was not something enthralling and causing us to like sit there and actually watch the entire
Not at all,
through.
because their whole love thing, of course, only took place over a couple weeks.
Yeah. But I know what I'm thinking.
All right, go.
I'm thinking it was a 5 out of 5 out of 10. 5.5 out of 10.
Really?
It was average, not great, not something I would watch again, but it also wasn't like enragingly bad.
It wasn't enraging at all.
With noticeable plot holes and huge problems. It was a very paint by numbers, romanticized vision of like Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce's relationship.
Because they just want to be normal people even though they're famous.
Yeah, they just want to find love like normal peoples. They did not know if they go on Tinder, they will not find someone who likes them for them.
One thing that was like very odd, but I guess whatever, she's like in the shadows, so she has to be, was the brother's wife coming down the stairs very wobbly in stilettos.
I kept getting confused because I felt like the brother's wife looked very, very similar to the musician.
She did.
And everybody was talking about how hot she is, and then it's just like, and the other guy is like, they're both married to the same girl.
I know.
Like, is this girl just pulling double duty and playing both roles?
I know.
But yeah.
Do you know who the brother kind of looked like?
You didn't rate it anything. The quarterback?
Yeah.
Yeah, he was bootleg Chris Pratt.
No, he was not Chris Pratt. He was like a chunky Joel Osteen. The guy from Community. Yes, he was. Yes, he was.
Joel Osteen is a megachurch pastor.
Okay.
You're thinking
Who I think
Joel McHale.
Joel McHale. Yes, that was his face and the way he talked. Yes. Picture a chunky Joel McHale, that was the brother.
The brother was Chris Pratt from Wish.
No, and also they kind of reminded me of like, not their looks, but just kind of like the Dum Dums, like Nick Lachey and his brother. I can't even remember the brother's name.
I don't know.
Whatever. At any rate.
Yeah, the main character, he was very Rob Gronkowski. He was kind of like a very much that dumb jock. They had commercials that came on halfway through the movie that featured Gronk, and she was just like, isn't that the guy in the movie?
I thought it was the guy. I thought it was the same guy. And so that's, I guess, who they were trying to base it off of, you said? Because he had also had a name. His name was... like
Gonzo.
That was his, like, nickname, Gonzo. So it looked like exactly the same guy. There was a weird, like mole or something on his actual lip. I thought it was a blackhead. So that, like, distracted me through most of the thing because I just want to, like, pop it. I'm going to give it a 4.
Okay. You think it was... bad?
No, I don't think it was bad. It was just very forgettable.
Okay.
So yes, that was Christmas in the Spotlight.
Yes. Watch it if you want.
If you're a Swiftie.
But I don't know. I don't think I'd recommend it.
If you're into Taylor Swift and you just like any kind of fanfare regarding that.
Yeah.
Then yeah.
All right. Well, we'll see you soon for the next one.